What if a single AI coding agent could take 20 images and turn them into a fully interactive animated flipbook without you writing a single line of code yourself? That's exactly what I'm building in this video, using OpenCode as my AI coding agent. Let me show you the entire process, start to finish. Here is my setup. I downloaded the image zip file from my previous Google Flow project and extracted. I then opened both the Google Flow project and the downloaded folder side by side. This step is important. When you download images from Google Flow, they are not collected in the order. So I had to go back into the Google Flow project, check the actual prompt used for each image, and rename every file accordingly to restore the correct sequence. Here is the folder content and image files are now in order. As usual, I prefer working from the command prompt. I created a new project folder, added a subfolder called images, and moved all the renamed images into it. I then started VS Code from that project folder. Inside VS Code, I launched OpenCode and gave it my first prompt. I told it, the images folder contains 20 book pages with file names in numerical ascending order, starting from 0th chapter, 1st chapter, 2nd chapter, and so on. I asked it to create an animation of these images, showing as if a book is changing its pages, and to add manual navigation at the bottom. Don't worry about spelling or grammar in your prompts. The agent inside OpenCode handles that just fine. From here, it became a conversation. I kept refining the result with follow-up prompts, and I want to walk you through exactly how it evolved. First, I asked it to tilt the book slightly upward for a more natural reading angle. Then, I pushed that further, adding a 15-degree tilt for a stronger visual effect. Next, I asked it to increase the height of the book, move the navigation bar to the bottom, and keep it fixed there permanently. I also added a scroll-based zoom in and out effect. Once the zoom was working, I asked for drag functionality, so users could reposition the pages manually. I also made sure the entire layout stayed responsive across screen sizes. I then asked it to increase the book's page height even further for better readability. Finally, I pushed for 2 more upgrades. Corner-based resizing, so users can resize the book directly from its edges, and enhance 3D tilt effects for a much more immersive, realistic page-turning experience. And this is where we landed. A fully interactive drag and resize enabled 3D animated book flip, built entirely through prompting with zero manual coding on my end. Now, here's something important to understand about working with AI coding agents. Prompting an LLM or a code assistant doesn't always guarantee the same result twice. The output, the look and feel, even the structural choices the agent makes can vary from one run to another, even with a very similar prompt. To show you exactly what I mean, I ran a very similar prompting sequence again in a separate instance. And here's the result. As you can see, it's noticeably different from what we just built. The tilt behaves differently, the layout choices are not identical, and the overall feel has its own character, even though the underlying request was essentially the same. This is a good reminder. When you're vibe coding with AI agents, treat every session as its own creative pass, not a guaranteed repeat. If you get a result you like, that's the moment to save it, document your exact prompts, and move forward, rather than assuming you can perfectly recreate it later. If this walkthrough was useful, drop a like, subscribe for more AI Builder content, and let me know in the comments what you'd want to see built next using OpenCode. Thanks and happy vibe coding.